Nah, what is this? What is this, ladies and gentlemen? What is this going on? Mad in the dunya. First of all, Eid Mubarak to each and every one of you guys. Sorry I couldn't do a live stream yesterday. I was enjoying the day of Eid al-Adha with friends and family, and yeah, I had a fantastic time. So there wasn't any time for a live stream, but we're back again doing a video with you guys, bringing you the latest in Chelsea transfer news. Oh, we've got a blockbuster lined up. Let's go. All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. Right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We start with this particular news. I mean, what do I even say? It's coming from Matt Law as well, so you'd want to take it somewhat seriously. But look, at the end of the day, I feel like this is... I don't think it's concrete. They're just trying to put a few pieces together, much like what I try and do with my conspiracy theories every now and then that I put up. I have said I don't like it, but when you're involved in football for so long, you try and put a few things together and see if there is actually a story out there. Look, I would love Harry Kane at Chelsea Football Club. I would absolutely adore it. I think he is the most complete striker available in world football, in my opinion, and also in the Premier League. There's no doubt about that. He's more than a striker. He can drop deep, become a playmaker. He's just so gifted as a footballer. It's not even funny. But will he come to Chelsea Football Club? This is where I'm like, do you know what? I don't want to hold my breath that this could potentially happen. I know the history that he has with Mauricio Pochettino, but I can't imagine how a particular player of Harry Kane's caliber, who's been with Spurs all his life since he was a kid, and now he's entering his 30s. I'm pretty sure he's either 30 or he's near to be 30, something like that. It's close to 30, or if he's 30 already. I can't imagine how all of a sudden he now joins Chelsea Football Club. The rivalry as well, how the fans will react to that. Or Chelsea fans will be excited to have him, but how Spurs fans would react to that, and that does matter to Harry Kane. It will matter to him. The backlash will be unbelievable. And on top of that, he's at a stage in his career, I'm pretty certain he'd be looking to win trophies. He's not won anything. For all the talent, for all the quality that he has, he doesn't have anything to show for it besides the fact that he's the leading, he wants to be the leading goal scorer in the Premier League. I think he's chasing that, and he should reach that. But trophies, are we a team that's ready to win trophies? I don't know. So that's another massive factor when you think about whether Harry Kane would come to Chelsea Football Club. So it does not make sense to me. And as I said, I'll only get excited once I start seeing more concrete news around it. This is what dropped in regards to Harry Kane, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea have alerted to the fact that Harry Kane has commissioned the building of a sizable new family home close to Wentworth Golf Club to the west of London and just 15 miles from the club's Cobham training ground, where Mauricio Pochettino will soon be in charge. There is no suggestion that an offer from Chelsea is imminent. This is coming from Matt Law and Sam Wallace. I mean, he's building a property not that far away from Cobham. Like, is that now enough to state that he's going to be a Chelsea player? I don't know, man. I don't think so. That's, transfer markets are not as simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I have to say about that. But let me know in the comment section what you think about this story. For me, look, he probably found a place, lovely place to build a family house, and it just happens to be closer to Cobham as opposed to anywhere near north of London. So let me know in the comment section how you feel about that. Next up, this is where it gets spicy, ladies and gentlemen. This is where things are actually serious now. Exclusive: Chelsea are set to open talks with Brighton for Moisés Caicedo as negotiations between clubs starting within 24 to 48 hours. This was earlier on the day, UK time, where Fabrizio Romano dropped this news stating that we are now going to ramp up the pursuit of happiness towards Moisés Caicedo. Personal terms, not an issue now. Chelsea prepared to attack the deal. Never easy or fast negotiations with Brighton. Chelsea on it. You guys would have all seen West Ham has accepted the bid of Arsenal Football Club for 105 million, a Great British pound record, Great British, Great Britain record, I think, British player record. So I'm worried. I'm worried how Brighton's going to react to this because Moisés Caicedo is a damn good midfielder. I would even say he's in the same par as Declan Rice, if not probably better, in my opinion. I see a lot of Chelsea fans getting so excited about Declan Rice and, we're going to regret not getting Declan Rice. He's going to Arsenal. Arsenal's going to blow up now with Declan Rice, and Kai Havertz is going to blow up. Guys, calm down. Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez are going to be an amazing double pivot partnership in midfield, or whatever combination we want to put in midfield, right? So be excited about that. Be more focused about that. Don't worry about what Arsenal's doing. I couldn't care less, honestly. So look, for me, let's get this job done. Fabrizio Romano has been consistently saying that we are the front runners for this. I know in recent times Man United started conversations with Caicedo, but I don't think they're going to go anywhere with that. Hopefully they don't. I've even thought, what's Man City's angle with Declan Rice? Are they in for a lookout for a DM? Looks like they're not. It was all a bluff. I think it might have been a bit of a play from Arteta calling Pep Guardiola to push Arsenal's board along to put a bigger offer for Declan Rice, which has now happened. And, Man City has pulled off. As soon as they saw the bigger offer from Arsenal Football Club in regards to Declan Rice, they pulled off. So I don't really think they're in the market to look for a DM. So hopefully Caicedo, we have a clear-cut opportunity to get him, and we should get this done immediately. Moisés Caicedo is prepared to say yes to Chelsea. Brighton are always tough negotiators. They will ask for important money. Chelsea will go very strong on the deal, important stages in the next hours and days of the weeks. Fabrizio Romano via YouTube. I hope Brighton don't get inspired by what took place with West Ham and Arsenal with Declan Rice, 105 million. Hopefully we can do this. Chelsea are making progress on Caicedo. 80 million could be enough. 80 million, oh my God. I think that would be sensational business. And that has been the price tag that's been looming around all this time from Fabrizio Romano as well. Now Jacob Steinberg is coming into the frame talking about this 80 million thing. I hope we can do this. I hope it's not a prolonged transfer saga again with Brighton, and they've got this interest with Levi Colwill. Let's just, come on. Let's be sensible about it, and let's have a quick decision on Moisés Caicedo. But I'm just a bit weary about what Brighton's capable of doing, because if I'm Brighton, I'd have one eye at what transpired between West Ham and Arsenal. So hopefully it doesn't get dragged on. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Manchester United and Chelsea are set to make final decision on Mason Mount deal, as direct contacts will take place within 24 hours, as revealed yesterday. Understand, will be a face-to-face contact, and Man United will be clear once again. They want to get it done for 55 million. I mean, look, at this stage, you know what? I feel somewhat sad for Mason Mount. I mean, he definitely wants to leave, and he's got something lined up at Man United. We, on the other hand, we're adamant holding on to our price tag, but it's now dragged on, man. We're on 29th of June. A lot of you guys will be entering into 29th of June very, very, very soon. And then, by 30th, we need to ensure we have done enough to balance our books. So we have to come to a resolution with this particular transfer saga as well. I don't want to see him in the preseason. I really don't. I think it's going to be detrimental for us. It's going to be detrimental for him. I know there's a lot of talks, like for instance over here, if Mason Mount returns for preseason training, Mauricio Pochettino would ask he remains motivated to play for Chelsea within his with his future unclear. I mean, this is where it'll come down to. We're going to have to ask, and we're going to have to always check in on him where his mindset's at, because there is no certainty about his future. So when that happens, you cannot give, as a player, you cannot give 100% to a particular football club. So we have to find a solution here and get this done, and then make him a Man United player. Look, I know we've rejected 55 million. It'll look foolish to accept that now, but even if we can get 57, 58, let's just get it done. I know I said 55 plus 560 will probably get the job done, but maybe Man United might not do that. But okay, squeeze another couple of million if you have to. Get it to 57 million, and then maybe finish the case right there. Mount has given Chelsea no indication that he will sign any contract, but he has not requested to leave the club and is thought to be prepared to follow the wishes of Pochettino if needed. I mean, of course he's going to say that, and of course the PR to save Mason Mount's image will go out and put this there. But we all know, you put yourself in this situation. And I'm pretty certain most of you guys have been in a situation where you're either leaving your job, you have something lined up, and you're in a bit of a limbo. You cannot give your current job all the attention that it requires. So best we move on from here. Chelsea are ready to part company with Mason Mount and are looking to move in a different direction. Mount is understood to have grown frustrated over delays with the transfer. This is from Jacob Steinberg. That's the latest that it's dropped literally about a couple of hours ago. So hopefully we are looking to part ways. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we got a here we go today, by the way. In the midst of talking about all of this stuff, there has been a here we go. Yet again, it's a wonder kid. It's a young kid. I've got no idea about this. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys will probably say, yeah, you've been following him in the Brazilian league. Look, we have a keen eye on the Brazilian league or the South American zone where we are looking to purchase a lot of players from. Kenny Perez being one of them, Andre Santos, now this particular brother, Angelo, another player from Santos as well. We are potentially going to even buy maybe a club over there to put in our multi-dimensional structure that we're slowly building up. Obviously, we've got Strasbourg there. We're looking to get someone from Portugal, a club from Portugal. And look, this is... I wonder what the plan is for these players down the track. Let's check it out. Chelsea are in advanced talks to sign Brazilian talent Ângelo from Santos as negotiations are ongoing. Official bid has been submitted. Blues offering £15 million for 2004 forward to Santos as this particular brother, whoever he is, Vinay Casagrande, has called. There are details to clarify, but deal is concrete. This was earlier on the day, and as the day progressed, it became a here we go. Chelsea have agreed 15 million euros fee for 2004 talented Brazilian striker Angelo. Here we go. I mean, that's a decent sum for a kid, man. 2004. What's that? 19 years old, something like that. Yeah. So look, that's a decent enough fee for a 19-year-old, someone who's got no experience at this level as well. Angelo agreed personal terms on a deal until 2029. He'll start preseason at Chelsea, then possible loan. Barca clause. They've 48 hours to match Chelsea bid, but they will not do it. Barca, they've got a lot of players lined up from South America, don't they? Obviously, they're going after Vitor Roque, who I feel is going to be a huge sensation in the coming future. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you've got any information about this particular youngster, Angelo, let me know. It's a here we go from Chelsea, and we shall see him in the preseason. So it's exciting. It is exciting, but he's most likely going to go out on a loan, and I'm wondering where he could go. Strasbourg, perhaps. This is what I mean. Strasbourg, watch along. My God, is going to be so good. We will be there. Angelo will sign a 6-year contract at Chelsea. He started medical test already, so long-term contract. Neymar's picture with Angelo. Oh man, if he turns out to be even 50% of what Neymar's quality has been, obviously without the injuries, right? Then I think we've found ourselves a big time player for down the track. Okay, next up, exclusive. Manchester City have entered the race for Spanish talent Gabri Veiga after pulling out of Declan Rice's deal. He's one of the options now being considered at the club. Liverpool and Chelsea remain interested, but City also informed now release clause 40 million. Look, I don't buy into all of this Manchester City stuff, right? I feel like Man City, a lot of the times they go out there and they facilitate rivals going over the top to get a particular player, much like the Declan Rice situation. I don't think Manchester City were ever truly interested. That's how I feel. It might have looked like they were, and they made it very, very official as much as they could, but ultimately he was always going to go to Arsenal, and they knew about this as well. And I don't think they're in for a defensive midfielder. They've got Rodri, they've got Calvin Phillips, unless they get rid of Calvin Phillips. And don't forget, I'm pretty certain John Stones is going to start becoming a defensive midfielder next season after the madness we saw last season with John Stones. Gabri Veiga, I get the similar vibe, man. I don't really think Man City are really interested in this particular player, but they're just facilitating a move and potentially pushing us and Liverpool to make a move for this particular player. Now, release clause is 40 million, and you know how we always operate with release clause. We try and go a little bit over and have a decent installment structure, and then that's how we land. That's how we land the particular player. So, look, all I'm going to say about Gabri Veiga is that I've seen bits and pieces of him. I have started doing the research about him. He reminds me of Mason Mount. A lot of his qualities are Mason Mount-esque, off the ball, tenacious, tries to be a ball winner in midfield. The only difference he has with Mason Mount is he's a better dribbler. He can dribble with the ball from deep and move into really, really good positions. He does try and crash the box to score goals. And he's got decent passing ability, much like probably Mason Mount, but he's one that truly doesn't really excite me. I think he's a good player. I think he will fit Pochettino's idea in terms of pressing from the start and trying to win the ball. But I mean, maybe it's because of the release clause being 40 million euros. So that's probably going to be about 35 million pounds. So you can potentially find yourself a replacement for Mason Mount for quite cheap, and I'm pretty certain you don't have to pay that much wages for Gabri Veiga. So I don't know what he's on, but he'll be another one of those players who'll be very, very happy if we give him, somewhere around what Mudrik's on, or just a tad below that. So I think this has been the notion all along with, why don't Chelsea want to keep Mason Mount, this, that, the other? I think Chelsea honestly believe they can find a replacement for a lot cheaper. A bid for Gabri Veiga is expected soon from Chelsea Football Club. Jacob Steinberg has been running with this news all along. So there could be something here. Look, me personally, I'm not entirely excited about Gabri Veiga, but at the same time, I think he's a very, very economical replacement to Mason Mount, and potentially could be a tad bit better than Mason Mount. Let me know in the comment section, Mason Mount or Gabri Veiga, who do you prefer, in terms of quality, skill set? Let me know. I'm keen to hear. Next up, AC Milan, Fulham and Nottingham Forest have registered interest in signing Callum Hudson-Odoi, who plans to reject Saudi Arabia move. Chelsea could sell him for around 15 million pounds. If you can get 15 million, beautiful work for Callum Hudson-Odoi. He needs to go. AC Milan, Fulham, Nottingham Forest. Wow, I'm very, very surprised that all of these teams are trying to go for a player who, honestly speaking, he's about championship level. He really needs to start again from championship and see how he can grow. It was a flop loan for him in Bundesliga, where most attackers go and shine. I thought Saudi Arabia would be a good move for him. He can make the money. As a player, you have to come to a realization that what I want from my playing career, because it's not going to be it's not going to be where you're a football player for 15, 20 years, especially with Callum Hudson-Odoi's, past very, very big injury. And since then, he hasn't picked up any huge injury. I hope he doesn't. But you're probably looking at about 10, 11, 12 max of professional football career. You need to start making the money. And I thought maybe Saudi Arabia, he would have cleaned up. But he's keen to stick around in Europe and see what happens. Look, either way, if we can bag 15 million, take it any day of the week for Callum Hudson-Odoi. Next up, Mauricio Pochettino really likes Frank Kessié. He's on Chelsea's midfield list. It's come from Matteo Moretto. Some of you guys have talked about Frank Kessié. And Fabrizio Romano recently has said that after Caicedo, we will still add one more midfielder because of all the outgoings. But at the same time, I've also said that we should look at players like Andre Santos, Chukwuemeka, Cesare Casedi. But maybe Chelsea might be in for a midfielder. Now, what type of midfielder? That'll be interesting. Obviously, Gabri Veiga's name's been dropped. Now, Frank Kessié, they're two different profiles, man. One's a little bit more, Frank Kessié is, I'd say, more of a defensive midfielder who doesn't shy away from progressing forward either, but he comes from a defensive mind frame. Whereas, Gabri Veiga, he, once again, can do a defensive job, no doubts about that, but he's more of an attacking mindset. So, very, very different style. I think there was reports that, here we go. Al Ahly plans to make Kessié an offer. Kessié doesn't want to leave, but Barca can raise money with his sale. With the departure of Kovacic, Pochettino believes Kessié could adapt very well to the midfield. Look, for me, I don't mind Kessié. I think he's a very good player. What he was doing in AC Milan was fantastic. Barcelona just hasn't worked out. So it could very much turn around for him in the Premier League. I'm not worried about the physicality side of things. I think he'll adapt to that very, very easily. But yeah, I don't want to just splash money and get another midfielder when we should really have a solid conversations about Andre Santos, Chukwuemeka, and Cesare Cassetti. Like, we should look at what can we do there. For me, Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo, hopefully we land Caicedo, that's the core. We don't have a lot of games to go by with next season. And then we should be looking to, try and develop some of our youngsters. But I can understand if we want to add a little bit more experience just in case there's injuries, then you may want to look at a profile like Kessié or Gabri Vega in midfield. So let me know once again which way you would go, ladies and gentlemen, in the comments. Last but not least, Blueco are looking for a new Strasbourg manager, and board members at Strasbourg have met with Arsenal legend and former Crystal Palace coach Patrick Vieira. I rate Patrick Vieira, man. I think he's a very, very good manager, and that will be a good move, I feel, for Strasbourg. And I know it didn't end up ultimately working out in Crystal Palace, but Crystal Palace were doing some really fine work under Patrick Vieira in the early stages of his tenure over there. And I'm keen to see if this actually materializes. As I said, I rate Patrick Vieira, and he goes back to France, his native country, and see what sort of help that we can provide to Strasbourg and what Patrick Vieira can do to develop some of our players. So it'll be interesting to see. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you thought about everything we talked about, most specifically in regards to Harry Kane, Caicedo, Mason Mount, and a lot. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, Eid Mubarak to each and every one of you guys. Till next time, see ya.